I'm John Miracle. I'm married to Susie, and I was the father of Paige Miracle. Paige was a true miracle. We met her birth mother when she was in labor, and we're fortunate enough to be there for her birth. She was a really good kid, and really somebody that had everybody's back. That was what she was all about. Well, on Good Friday, she and her friend came down to the beach, and at 3:50 we got a phone call from her. And as any of those who have teenage children know, that they rarely ever call anyone. And as soon as my wife noticed it was a call from Paige, she knew something was wrong. And so she answered the call, and a stranger said, "Listen, you don't know me, but your daughter's having CPR performed on her on the beach. She was underwater for a while, we think about 14 minutes, and we're trying to get her heart going as we speak." Paige was caught in a rip current. She got in trouble, and another friend tried to rescue her, and he got within just a few feet of her, and she went under. We got an early on news that her blood pressure was 60/30, which obviously is not good. And then about 10 minutes later, they called back and said she's now about 120/60. So we were very encouraged, and in fact, we're thinking, well, we've passed that hurdle. And then they get her there, and they realize that they do a quick CAT scan that she's got brain damage. And in that situation, when the brain's been without oxygen for that long, it just isn't going to come back, and the outcome is generally very dire. She spent the next 8 days at Vidant Hospital in Greenville, and we were very lucky. We got to spend 8 days with her. And but during that time, we decided that we had to find a way to make sure that other families didn't have to go through what we were going through. Now, I will tell you this, the one thing that made it bearable was knowing that she was an organ donor, and that there were people out there that we knew in a few days were going to have a life because of her death. The easy thing would have been to have stayed home and laid on the couch and cried, because I could still do that today if I wanted to. But Paige was a fighter, and she didn't back off from things, and she wasn't afraid of a challenge. So what we're trying to do is raise awareness. We brainstormed on how to, and we decided the easy way to do it was to name it so that it says all you need to hear about what to do to save yourself. So that's why it's Don't Fight the Rip. Our program is really pretty simple, that we'll get the message out how basic it is, and actually how easy it is to beat the rip, but you have to know what to do. Regardless of your level of expertise, whether you're a beginner or you've been swimming all your life, you don't want to go into the ocean in a situation where A, there are no flags up, and B, most importantly, no lifeguards on the beach. And that day, there were neither. Paige learned to swim as an older child in Florida, where green is the standard. And if it hit yellow, everybody except the strongest of swimmers got out of the water at yellow. And so if there'd been a red flag there that day, Paige would have never entered the beach. These rips kill people. Only 7% of the American coastline is covered by lifeguards. So 93% of this country's coast has no lifeguards at all. What we're doing is we have a GoFundMe account. It's Prayers for Paige. So if you go online and look for Prayers for Paige, you'll find that. And any donation, whether it be $5 or $500, would be wonderful. We've had a tremendous level of support, and almost 400 different people have donated to it. And it's just been very heartwarming that many people, both friends and complete strangers, thought enough of it. Paige was almost 18 years old at her death, and she was beautiful and bright and talented and witty, and she was my buddy most of all, and she's really missed.